Hello everyone, hope doing well. Today we're back in War Thunder looking at some more dev server files, or stuff that's in the files of the dev server which may eventually come to the game or may not, we never know. So it's worth having a look at them. Some of them are vehicles, others are new weaponry choices for helicopters, others are stuff like the air-to-air missiles which are coming in the next update. So let's start off here. Now everybody who shared this information will be credited in this video. On top of this, a lot of the stuff is from Unknown294, who is a member of the TEC Hub Discord server. So, the first thing to go from is this picture in front of you. Now, this is a PBM, or a PBM 5, or at least this one is, and then there are actually 3 of these vehicles. So we have the PBM 1, the PBM 3, and the PBM 5. This is the 5 version, which has a dark blue skin to it. This has a lighter skin, and it's the PBM 3, and unfortunately, I don't have a picture of the PBM 1, but it has the yellow and silver skin, so probably very similar to what you see on the TBD. The best way to describe this aircraft is that it's kind of just an upgraded PBY. It has more guns on it, it can carry more bombs, it has upgraded engines, and of course it is a float plane. The differences are obviously in the tail, as you can see, and all of the other ones that I've listed, different nose, it is technically a completely different aircraft, but from a standpoint of War Thunder, it would be very much a upgraded PBY. So what is the main thing on this? Well, it has 8 50 cals. It has 2 in the nose, 2 in a dorsal turret, and also a tail turret. So there's your 6, and then it has 2 in each of the blisters in the middle of the plane. So very similar to the PBY, which has, the 2 blisters in the center as well. Now, 850 cals is nothing to mess around with, but when we actually have a look at this vehicle, there aren't many areas where you can get 8 firing at once. So there actually are no areas where you can get 8 firing at once. There seems to be some kind of ball turret in the front, so that will have good maneuverability. But underneath, there probably won't be a lot of coverage for this aircraft. So what is also interesting about these vehicles is that they could carry 4,000 pounds worth of bombs or depth charges, and it could also carry 2 Mark 13 torpedoes. So when we talk about naval forces, which is obviously, in the game now, we have to bring up the fact that a lot of these maritime ships, maritime planes for the Americans could carry torpedoes, meaning that they have an extra reason to come to the game. There's a reason why the OS2U, was added back. It's because now it has a purpose, whereas something like this definitely has a purpose because of that too. I think overall we'll probably see 2 or 3 of these versions added pretty soon. I would highly doubt they're going to come in update 1.85 though. The next one's just a little bit of a tidbit, and this was added to the game in October of 2016, so this has been there for ages, but there's been really no reason to talk about it, and there still kind of isn't, but I thought it would just be interesting to mention. The Firebrand, or I believe it's called the Firebrand, it has JATO rockets. Or at least that's what they're named. So you see these little rockets here? Well, they are kind of like this on the C-130. They are designed to give you a boost while taking off. This is the first JATO assisted flight. The idea is you put rockets on your plane, and then as you take off, you boost, so it gives you extra acceleration, so you need a shorter period of time to take off. So this would be very useful for naval units, such as, the Firebrand or other stuff which is supposed to be naval bound to be able to take off on a runway such as an aircraft carrier. So it's just kind of interesting that it's here on the Firebrand, but it isn't actually in the game. Now, on top of this, we do actually have stuff which is very similar to this. So the Kicker has the rockets, the The IL-28 also has the rocket. So this type of mechanic does exist, but right now not on this vehicle. But as I said, these have been here since October 2016. It is something to think about. The next one is one that a lot of people have been talking about. Now, this is the Focke-Wulf 190 V18, or if you want to give it its proper name, the Focke-Wulf 190C V18. Now, this is a prototype Focke-Wulf. And this Focke-Wulf was designed for high-altitude fighting. See it as if you're trying to create a Dora, but instead, where you weren't there yet, I think is the best way of going for it. So you take an A model, or you take like a B model, and then you slap a massive high altitude engine in it, you change the air intakes, you give it slightly different guns, and Bob's your uncle. It's a step between like the A5 Focke-Wulf we have in game and the D versions of the Focke-Wulf. Now, a lot of people are touting this as the gift vehicle for the festive events, and personally, I think it would be a good one, but I don't know whether that's the case or not, because this is a one-off prototype, so it kind of fits the bill for these types of festive events, but I don't want to make a definitive statement here. So I'm saying I can see it being the festive event, but overall, I'm not really too sure. It seems like it would be kind of middling in the pack anyway. So would you want it as a top-tier vehicle? Maybe, maybe not. But the main difference between this and other Focke-Wulfs, especially the A versions, is the fact that this has the DB603A in it, which is the same engine that is on the ME410. The ME410 A-1 actually has the Daimler-Benz DB603A liquid-cooled V12 engines. It has obviously two of them. Now, on this version here, the Focke-Wulf 190 V18, the engine was designed for high-altitude performance. This whole plane was designed for that. That's why it's got the elongated pretty much everything. And it also has the four-bladed propeller, which is also kind of interesting. The armament, which was supposed to be touted by this aircraft, was two MG151s in the wings, very close to the nose, and two MG131s. So pretty much two 13s and two 20s, and they were designed to pretty much kill everything. Now, the only thing that I do want to mention is that it seems like this was a one-off prototype. They made a bunch of different, what we would class as C Focke-Wulfs, the V18, the V19, stuff like that. But some of them were built, some of them weren't, but this one seems to be one that was built. And we actually do have a few more screenshots. So this is the underbelly of it. You can see that massive air intake, which is kind of hilarious. It also has exhausts that you can see like coming here, and then also on the other side coming here. So it has mighty fine exhaust on the damn thing, but that air intake is huge, and I'm sure it'll screw with the aerodynamics quite a lot. This is a picture of it in game, believed to be taken in the dev server on a dynamic campaign mission. Now, I haven't been able to confirm whether this is on the dev server or if it's on the live server. If it's on the live server, then I'll make sure to try and make a video for you guys and go more into depth into what this thing is. But you can see the big difference between this and a Focke-Wulf 190A is obviously the engine length and and just the overall length of everything. Would be interesting to see. It's just kind of sad as a prototype. This is the prototype, the V18. As I said, they made a bunch of different V models. They could kind of just pick whatever they really wanted. But see it as a stopgap between an A Focke-Wulf 190 in-game and the D versions, which we have. This is an Apache. Now, this Apache has been in the game files for a while. I believe it was just updated recently. And the reason why it's been in the game for ages is because, well, we had it in the April Fool's event, when they had stuff like the Leopard 2A5 and the... Oh, no, sorry, was it the 2A5 or the 2A7? And then the Soviet side of things. So this is the vehicle that was there on the April Fool's event, and now you can see it's slightly different. So it doesn't have this top thing, no top thing here. It looks like the armaments are slightly different. So I would say that sooner rather than later, we're going to get ourselves an Apache. Now, it's going to be interesting to see which tree that it's in. Now, with the fact that only 3 tech trees right now have helicopters, it would be nice to see, the love shared around between the tech trees, so maybe somebody else gets an Apache. And I understand that would annoy a lot of Americans, but just understand the game will be a lot more fun once everybody has access to the same set of mechanics. So, just don't worry too much if somebody else gets a helicopter which you don't have. But it is a beautiful model. It's wonderful to see it back in the game after so long. The next thing is some armament differences for the Huey series of aircraft. So the UH-1B and 1C, so the American Hueys, are getting some interesting loadouts. So first of all, they're getting a 40mm grenade launcher and also more rockets, which is kind of nice. This is the picture of the 40mm rocket launcher. I have no idea why, by the way, the minigun is so small on this. Look how small it is. That's very cute. But yeah, this is a 40mm grenade launcher, and you can run it with any of the other secondaries that you have, because this 40mm is actually designated as a primary. So it doesn't affect what other secondary weapons that you take. This means that you can just plop it on the front of it. I'm sure it'll be a modification, and you can run it with anything. So it gives you that little bit of extra versatility compared to other stuff, which is something that, you're going to need. On top of it, here is it with all of the H5, well, I think the Hydras, but I would have to check. But this was posted by Iron Physic, who is actually a member of the Discord, so thank you for posting this. The other one is this. This is a German Huey. As you know, the Germans have one, and this is a different rocket system that they have. Very, very small compared to the American one, but it looks like the German one is also getting some new rockets. The last thing is by the Crack Gamer 420, and these are all of the different air-to-air stuff, or the missiles, I should say, that are in the game files for 1.85. So these are ones that are coming. So we have the AIM-9B, and then we have this one, which I believe is the one that we covered the other day. It's the Italian, it's either the Italian surface-to-air missile or the Italian ship-to-ship missile. Yes, I believe it's either a ship-to-ship missile, or it's an air-to-ship missile, or a ship-to-air missile. But whatever happens, I know it's Italian. So it's kind of odd that it's here, but it is here. This one is the Firestreak, so the one which you find on the Javelin. Then you have the Igla, which is on the Mi-35M, I believe. And then you have the AIM-9L, and of course the AIM-9E. So all of the interesting missiles, which have the new missile mechanic, which I think works pretty well. And hopefully, come on, Bernard. Where is he? Hopefully it'll all work out great. Welcome to the party, buddy. Hope you're doing well. But yeah, so those are some of the dev server finds that I've collected from various people. So I do want to thank Unknown, I do want to thank Crack Gamer, and also Iron Physic. And also, if you want to see like the Focke-Wulf 190, I'm going to try and see if I can find it on the live server, but I've got a feeling it is actually on the dev server instead. So look out for that video, but I'm not sure if it's going to be here or not. Anyway, I hope you all have a wonderful day, and from me and Bernard, have a nice time. I don't know what to say. Anyway, goodbye.